Dating and Relationships Part 4. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing today?
Good.
I got a large ass crowd, yo. Yo, this is the most people that we've had. We went from six, seven, five, no, seven, five, six, and now eight. So appreciate y'all coming. Appreciate y'all coming. Still on my left, introduce everybody. Ross, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
Same old. Ain't nothing new. I'm here.
What's going on, man? Good. Hector, speak to the people, man.
I just bought a new book. So
What book is that, bro?
let me get the name. Hold on. Jesus, I just bought it.
Like literally just bought it.
Yeah.
We'll get back to you, Hector. My man, Anthony.
Yo, what's good, everybody? My name is Anthony. I go by Ant from Brooklyn. Happy to be here, man.
AKA
Get
Ball
started.
from high school. Long time no see, man. My man from high school. Back again, Miss Layla. Hey, boo.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good.
And Layla brought me a present. She brought a friend.
Hey guys, my name is Mariah. I don't have no cool nickname. Sorry. I'll work on that.
Mariah. Miss Lakia, how are you doing, girl?
I'm good.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Thank you
How
for
are you?
coming, too. And I love your hair, girl.
Thank you.
It was very, very nice. Last but not least, guys, I have my guest here today, Miss Empress Lanice. Miss Lanice, how are you doing, girl?
I am awesome. How is everybody doing?
Doing good. Thank you for
Awesome.
coming.
Thank you
Awesome.
for having me.
Thank you for coming. Me and Lanice go way back. When she started her company, she was, doing stuff, and I asked her to write for her, and she gave me the chance to write for her, and I was so weird because the first draft I sent to her had mad mistakes, mad errors. She's like, fix this, edit this, take out that. But, she gave me a chance to write for her. I appreciate you. Appreciate it. She posted it on her site, like everywhere, like she had a site. What I wrote was there. So I appreciate you for that. Your company, please tell everybody the company name, what you do, any events you have that's coming up.
So my company name is the L Spot Productions, which is what you had wrote on. It first started off as a blog, but now we have a magazine and TV show, so we upgraded.
Look at you.
And,
Look at you.
Thank you. And then it used to be also a public relations company, but I started a new company just for that, and it's called Empress Lanice Public Relations Agency. And I pretty much represent entertainers, businesses, the food and consumer industry. So we most definitely have grown up since I first met you.
Yes, it is. Blown up times 10, girl. Anything you have that we should know?
So I have a few things coming up. I actually started a tour called Watch Me Work Tour. So I have a single that I wrote, but I'm not singing on it. So I had someone else sing for me.
I listened to it last night and I liked it.
Awesome.
I liked it.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes.
So pretty much, Watch Me Work is just like everything that I got going on. I'm like, come through. So this past Sunday, I had a live podcast that aired on iHeartRadio, and then Saturday we're doing a brunch. It's called Summer with Q and Empress, and then in September 23rd, we're having the L Spot Fashion Week, and the theme is Music is Fashion.
That's awesome, yo. That's awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. I love
Right.
to see people on the grind, especially girls. And I love female empowerment is real.
Yeah.
So
Right.
female empowerment is real. So shout out to you. Shout out to all the girls here. Y'all on your grind. All y'all looking good. All y'all looking like snacks. All y'all looking like snacks today. So I appreciate you coming. Everything that she just said, we're gonna run it back at the end so everybody could hear it again, guys. All right, guys, I'm gonna get into the show. Dating and Relationships Part 4. I have some questions. I sent you guys some questions. I got some interesting feedback from some of y'all. So I'm going to get into it. The first question I'm going to ask is, I'm going to start with the fellas here. So Ross, batter first. You're up first. The question is, in terms of dating and relationships, do gender roles still exist? In terms of dating and relationships, does gender roles still exist?
I
Ross.
guess for me that one's a little bit more tricky because while I don't believe in it, I still pay attention to some gender roles. Like I still have any lady I'm walking with walk on the inside of the sidewalk and things like that. But at the same time, I don't feel like it has to be, you know, this person makes, the man has to be the breadwinner, the female has to stay in the house and cook and clean. Like, I think that's all dual responsibilities there. As far as breadwinner, you know, that doesn't really matter as long as y'all making the money work. So yes and no. It's just the little things I still think men should be mindful of, but when it comes to those bigger societal things, nah, everybody should be all in on everything.
Hector.
I think that I try to be very dynamic about it. It's just like Ross said, it's not as cut and dry as it used to be. Today, we have a lot. Equal rights is here. It should have been here. It's here now, and we have to respect that. So we have a lot of new technology coming out, and times are changing, and we just have to be adaptable to that. So what may be acceptable today may not be acceptable tomorrow, and you just have to understand that change is constant. So just roll with the punches, and just as men, we have to learn how to deal with this new change in masculinity that we have, and getting rid of toxic masculinity and all these other things, and allow women to be empowered, you know, and be able to do the beautiful things like, I'm sorry, what your name? Empress, like Empress is doing. I bought a book and she wrote like 6 books in like 2 weeks, you know? So as far as the gender roles are concerned, I think we need to start putting that in the past and just like getting this equality going, because one of the things I hold true to myself is that until we get all our minds working and get rid of all these social boundaries, we won't see the full power of humanity on this earth.
That's powerful, man. Mr. Ball, what do you think? In dating and relationships, do gender roles still exist? Before Anthony answers the question, Anthony is the first married person we've had on the show. So shout out to you, Anthony. Shout out to you, Anthony.
Yeah, man.
Look at God.
So he's coming from a marriage perspective.
I haven't seen
Anthony.
Anthony about what, 12 years, and I was just married. I was like,
A lot
married?
changed, brother.
What do you think, though? In terms of dating and relationships, do gender roles still? Is it still?
I mean, I definitely agree with my brothers here. I believe they definitely do exist still. Just taking me and my wife for example, she'll get on me if I'm not doing a manly type of thing. You know, like if I'm not, like you said, walking on the right side of the street. So I'm still learning as we go. Believe it or not, I'm with my wife for almost 7 years now, 2 years married, and I'll get on her if she's not taking care of feminine type of things, and if I'm not washing the dishes or taking the trash out, or just taking care of things that a guy's supposed to do. But then again, I also would say that they don't agree anymore, also because our females nowadays, they like to take charge on a lot of things now also. So like you said, I go out sometimes, my wife be like, you know what, I got to check, or blase. But they do exist. But I believe that as time has changed, you start to see a lot more females taking on the man role and vice versa. You know, I don't have no problem with blowing out my wife's hair when she got the shower and washing her hair. So they do exist still, but a lot has changed as time has gone on. So
I took my girl's hair off like last week.
That was the
Dead
first time.
serious. Nah, I think so. It was the actual first official time. I was standing behind it.
how long y'all been together for though?
2 years? I'm trying to be like you, man.
Alright, shoot.
Layla,
Respect that a lot more, brother.
in dating and relationships, do gender roles still exist?
Like some of the gentlemen said, I yes and no, because in some situations, like taking out the garbage, I'd rather whoever I'm with do that if I'm living with them, and no, because sometimes women are the breadwinners and they do certain things. That's it.
Mariah.
I think they should be interchangeable. Like for me, yes, I do believe a man should walk on the outside of the street and stuff. But if I'm home and the garbage needs to be taken out, I'm gonna take it out. It's
Hey,
not
thank
that
you.
deep.
Amen.
Exactly.
Well, not amen, but
But you know,
That's good
just
to
my
know.
opinion. But I do
Hey,
think
don't wait for me to get home.
like if I'm at work and if my man is home and there's dishes in the sink and I come home and there's still dishes in the sink,
it's gonna be a
and
problem.
your grandfather and your father taught you that that's my responsibility, that's going to be a problem. So I do think it's all individual, is what you believe in. But in some cases, I do believe that a man's role is a man's role. Open the car door for me. Open the door for me, period.
Right.
And a woman's role is, you know, nurture her man, be her man's peace, not his headache.
Right.
But again, if you're causing me headache, then it's a problem. So
Right.
That's my thoughts on it. It should be interchangeable.
Empress, your take on it, please.
So I do believe it still exists. And what's interesting for me personally is I'm learning all of this through my male friends. So like my parents, we're American. They didn't really like teach us like, okay, this is what a man is supposed to do. This is what a woman is supposed to do. It's just more of like, we just do it. So all of my male friends, they're the ones that teach me like, okay, you're supposed to walk on this side while I walk on this side, opening up the doors for me. So I'm learning all of this even still to this day through all the male friends that I have. So I want to say, yeah, it still exists.
Is that the first American we've had on the show?
Nah, you got one over here.
So at the
I don't
same
know
time,
what I've been the whole couple
Y'all
of
do
shows.
know
Yeah, I could've sworn you
Lakia
was
damn near
Caribbean.
American.
And y'all walked in the door together.
Exactly. Lakia, please.
I mean, I agree with everyone here. I really don't have an opinion on it because I don't care who does it. Just get it done. Honestly, because it's petty things that turn into bigger things. Like if you see it there, like they said, don't wait for me to do it if you can't do it. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't care. It's whatever.
What about paying? That was the one that is a big gender role one where if you go out on a date, how many times, let's say the man pays the first time, should he pay therefore every other time, or do you offer? What do you do?
I mean, it's vice versa. If I want to go out, then I'm paying. If he wants to go out, he pays.
Yeah.
You know, it's not really. If you tell me, listen, I'm short, then I'm gonna be like, all right, so I'm short too. We're not going nowhere. That's it. That's about it. But
Anthony, since you're married, man, let me ask you, how does that work in your household? How with you and your wife? When you guys go out, who pays? How does it work? Do you generally do it, or y'all just work it out based on finances that month or whatever it is?
Like she just said, like my wife wants to go out. Most of the time she'll take care of the bill, but I'm the breadwinner of the house, so I wouldn't mind paying whenever I have to. Listen, you gotta get, because whenever she gotta get stuff done for herself, she'll go out and take care of it on her own because that's what she wanna do. But if I'm doing it, whatever we gotta do as a couple, I'm gonna hold that down and just make sure that she got her own whenever she gotta take care of herself. But then, like I said, we're in this this role thing, right? I think people got to just learn how to step out of the box and then just do what's not regular sometimes. Like that's the main thing that attracted me to my wife is that when we first got together, she was taking me on trips and taking me out on dates. I'm like, yo, I never been with a girl like this before, so this is different right here, and it came as a shock to me. So people, they're so stuck up in these stereotypes to where you're not seeing nothing different than what the next girl gave you or the next guy gave you. It's just like whatever. It's just the same thing I always been through. But people got to learn to step out of the box sometimes. That's when you're going to get that extra, But that's basically what
All
it
right,
is.
one more question before I take up the spot.
Y'all going to have to cut me a check, man.
I got you, bro. I got you.
Throughout the time y'all been together, see, y'all said y'all been together 7 years, right?
Yeah.
Throughout that time, has it changed where in the beginning you did most of it, and then once you guys really started to like come together and get engaged and stuff, did it change a more equal playing field, or it just always been?
It's always been that way. Like I said, when we first got together, she was also picking up checks and taking me on trips and shopping for me. So it's always been that mutual thing that we've always had, from the very beginning. So basically, yeah.
Interesting. One of the reasons why I brought it up is because I've met some girls and it's like I would want to do so much and they're kind of like you said, I got it, I'm gonna do it, I got it. Yeah. So, but one of the reasons is because I've met some dudes that they have like a crazy like standard of if the girl doesn't have this or if the girl doesn't have that, then it's a dub. And you know what I'm saying, so I feel that plays into the roles as well, is because if a girl has A, B, and C, but let's just say that she doesn't like doing,
She can't cook.
Yeah, like something like that. Yeah. Like it doesn't matter what she got. She could have 3 masters or whatever the case is. If she can't cook, then that one thing will mess up everything that she has. So it's like I think that that's wrong because I think that's something that can be taught. Something that what I'm saying. Like you could learn how to make rice. Like not that way. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I really I brought it up because I've been encountering guys that's like, yo, boy, I don't care what she got. If she don't do bing, then it's bam and it's out of here.
That's where a lot of problems come into place. So you got to learn. You got to know how to compliment each other. Like I probably wash the dishes and do the laundry and clean the house as much as my wife does, and then Like I said, my wife is in a great profession. She makes money as much as I do, you know. So not like if, all right, I'm the guy, I gotta be bringing home the bacon, and you gotta cook. Like we don't have those roles in my house. Only when it comes down to like the real men stuff, I'm not gonna have my wife go and dump the garbage at 10 o'clock at night. Like, I'm not gonna have her out the house and in some alley somewhere. Queens got them alleys.
And the raccoons and possums. I saw one yesterday, bro.
Get the shit out of me. But we don't have a schedule of things that we both do. We both do our parts. We both pitch in wherever we can pitch in at, and we do everything 50-50 when it comes down to it.
Awesome job, guys. Awesome jobs. Question number 2 is, can you forgive someone that cheats, or is it one time and he or she is gone? Can you forgive someone that cheats, or is it one time and then he or she is gone? Layla, I'm gonna start with you and the females. What do you have to say?
This has always been my thing, and I said it to somebody before. When someone cheats on me, my first question to myself is, do I want to be there? If I don't want to be there, it's done. There's no need to move forward, nothing else. Then if I still want to be there, my next question is, do you still want to be here? And how we together as a couple going to fix this? So that's how I approach if someone cheats on me.
So you think of you first, like, you know what?
Yeah. If
Forget
I don't want to be there,
right.
If I don't want to be there, what's the sense?
Mariah, what do you have to say on this topic?
I think if you have self-love, your tolerance is really low.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, if you cheat on me one time, now when I was younger, I used to be like, well, he still loves me. He's still coming home to me. He's still coming home to me like #1 dummy of the year. But now it's like you made that conscious choice to cheat on me, disrespect me, kiss the girl, have sex with the girl, whatever it may be. So for me now, as a grown woman now, it's done. It's over.
Empress?
That's a tough one, and I say that because I've been on both sides in the sense of I have left someone because they cheated on me right away, and then I have stayed with the person who cheated on me. And honestly, it like what Layla was saying, just kind of depends on what's beneficial for you at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't gone through that lately, so I really don't know what my answer would be today.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it just depends on where you're at mentally at the time. Because how she said, back in the day, the reason why I allowed the person to cheat, because I'm like, oh, they love me, they this, they that. And, you just have to really just evaluate what makes sense for you.
Interesting. Kia, darling.
Yes.
Can you forgive a cheater, or is it one time and he's out of there?
I don't even deal with you once you lie, so it's not even.
Come
on,
on, somebody. Come on.
Right.
Come on.
She just took us to church.
We're not having this. There's no reason to lie. So if you're gonna lie, then you're gonna do extra
If you
stuff.
tell me
And
your
I
height,
don't
lie
I don't
in
have
that
time
height.
for it. Don't tell me you're at your mother's house and I'm standing with your mother. Cause I'm gonna be like, you know what? Whatever it is you was doing, just it's quiet. Just enjoy it. We're not gonna get there. It's not worth my sanity.
Fellas, before you guys go, my thinking on this is, I think people confuse when you cheat. Cheating is an option. Mm-hmm. You don't mistakenly cheat.
Nope.
You don't mistake. And the other part of it is you gotta almost come up with a scheme. All right, this hotel, this time. If he or she finds out, say that I was at my mama crib, my daddy crib, and if you go through all of that, that means that you don't like me at all. If you got to come up with a game plan to cheat on me, it's like, well, damn.
A game plan.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So when you cheat, cheating is not a mistake. Cheating is a choice.
But it's an unconscious mistake. It's people do it consciously, but you have people that do it unconsciously, and it's
how
just
do you unconsciously cheat?
It's you. No, honestly, you can, because you have people that just do it. They don't even know that they're doing it. I didn't know I was talking to her and flirting.
Yeah.
Really? But it's a
just ended up
constant.
kissing
Is
me.
flirting or
you know
cheating
you got
though?
a girl at home, Like, ain't no unconsciousness to cheating. I don't believe.
Right, but you can have a girl at home and it can be such an addiction that to you it's not that.
Can't help
To
yourself
you it's
sometimes.
like, oh,
Or
this conversation, but to
you
the
can have
outside
a
world it's
bond.
like, nah, bro.
I
But
get
is
what you're
flirting
saying.
cheating though?
I get what
Yeah,
she's
like-
trying to say.
Hold on, Hector. So if I have a girl and I flirt with like her friend or like someone else,
You said if?
No, he said he does.
yeah. So it's like if I flirt with her, like does that auto like did I cheat? I don't think I did.
If you flirt with another female and you have a girlfriend.
Yes.
If you flirt with another female and you have a girlfriend.
Yes. Because some
Ask me one
people
more time.
don't. No, listen to me.
Don't get what I'm saying.
Some
So you
people
get-
think that cheating is actually the actual act, the actual
No, it's-
So what if it
bedroom.
happens in reverse, where your girl is flirting with another guy?
I'm not saying
How
that I'm
would
gonna do it.
But
That's
how
cheating.
would
I'm just
you
saying.
feel? How would you feel?
I mean, I'll feel hurt. I'll be upset.
So then that means it's cheating in some sort of way. It doesn't mean you have to do the physical act.
So there's different types.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. Because there's some people that think, yo, I don't give a fuck unless they actually, you know what I'm saying, like have
Give a
sex.
fuck.
Right. Then it's like, all right. You know what I'm saying? So
But not realizing conversation adds up to that. That's
Yes.
that's the
That's the
I
key.
get what you're
Heck of it.
saying. If every day, let's say you're at a job and there's one girl who always come in and she brings you a coffee in the morning, and you take that coffee every day,
right. And she
you may
says
you may be
something
like,
to
I'm thirsty. This is some good ass coffee.
right.
But in her mind, it's like, oh, I'm gonna keep breaking them down, keep breaking them down.
Right.
And one day,
in certain conversations,
That
you
she
don't
gonna
realize
stop.
you're unconsciously cheating. Like,
Right.
Okay, now I get what she was saying.
stop.
that kind of situation.
You could get
Yeah, that's
I guess Ross.
Ross,
is
good.
Still in that
you
case,
over.
like even like you said, the girl could be luring you in, but nobody can make you cheat. It's still a decision that you have to make on your own. Nobody can make you
intentional.
cheat.
No, that's true.
Somebody, you can have a girl in front of you twerking every day, 24/7. If you love what you got at home, and you know you got a girl at home, it's still your decision to cheat. Nobody
Yeah.
can force you into doing that.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying I was trying to
Yeah, yeah.
clarify what she was saying, because my actual motto is I'm gonna say that after. I'm gonna get Ross. Yeah,
thank you, Hector.
All right, so for me, I think, all right, so as a male, when a female cheats, it's two different things. There's the emotional cheating that women do, and then there's, like, it was just sex. Like, to me, I break it down to those two different things, where you actually having a, like, full-on relationship on the side with this person. Like, it was, like, you really, really feeling this guy, or it
Right.
was just, like, it just happened. Like, I think it just does happen. Like, where there are... Where like what? Let's
But
say
how
it's-
do you?
Let's
But
say
how does it
drinking.
just?
Let's say
what?
drinking. Let's say two people drinking. Mine ain't fully there, whatever, and it happens.
All right.
Does that?
But
does
you
that-
got to make a better choice before you even drink, bro.
You should not put
Don't
yourself
put
in that position.
exactly.
That's a fact.
All right, put
but
it like this.
It happens.
Unconsciously cheated. Me, for example, and I'm gonna put myself out there. I don't care. I was with my kid's father. I would make sure he wasn't cheating on me, but unconsciously, I'd allow inboxes, conversations, engage in certain things. I didn't consider it to be cheating because we weren't actually doing things, but it was a form of cheating. And why was I doing it? I don't know. I seen it as conversation, but
Right.
the other person be like, you know, that's cheating, right? Like, you see what y'all talking about? It's like, yeah, right, but whatever. He's
Yeah.
out there cheating too, but it was like an everyday thing. When I look back on it now,
You was wrong.
I was
you
the
were wrong.
cheater. I
You were
can't.
wrong.
I can't. Yeah.
So what we're getting from this is there's different types that you could
It's like a force
socially
of
cheat,
habit.
mentally cheat.
You officially cheat
Physically
when
cheat.
you give that your like romantic emotions towards that person. I think that's when it's officially cheating. Doesn't matter if y'all kissed or if y'all didn't get there yet. If you start giving those type of feelings to
Yeah.
someone else other than your partner, that's
Yeah.
when
That's how I
crossed
got
the
my
line.
car.
Now we can still come back from that, as opposed to where you actually slept with the person,
Right.
and then it's just like you cross the line where I'm gonna have to make a whole nother decision, and how I look at you might change. But
Right.
to me, the option is still there to take the person back if they cheat.
Thank you for answering the actual
sure enough
question,
was.
Ross. Hector.
I'm gonna start off by saying another motto I have is that a man is only as faithful as his options.
Bingo. I was just about to say that. shit.
And that means that, like Anthony said, when you sit down, whatever decision you have to make in life, you gotta weigh your options. Do I want to go home to my wife and my family, or do I want to enjoy this one night in Cuba, in Havana?
Right.
You gotta weigh the option, and if you decide to weigh on the other side, you gotta just understand the consequences that come with that. With that being said, I don't think that personally. I don't think it's a give all end all if someone cheats. I think it's depend on the situation and analyzing it. Because to what Ross says, I'd be a bit more lenient if it was just you went away to Essence Festival and you got drunk with the girls or something like that, and you never see the guy again. Obviously, there's STDs involved, but that's one thing as well. Versus if me and you've been together for 10 years, and for 7 of those 10 years, every Wednesday, you and this guy was doing something. That's a whole nother level. That's
True.
That's time for us to get divorced, and you about to get lawyers, and I'm taking half,
3/4.
yeah, you know. So I think you just analyze it, and not only what happened, but also what you guys think you can accomplish in the future. Do you, on some level, I think you should also think about, like, if we mend this, do we stand to gain a lot from being together? And I'll just throw out there, Beyonce and Jay-Z, if they mend their whatever issues they had, do they stand to gain a lot more being together than if they were to just break apart and go about their separate ways? Yeah, they would still be popping, but I guess they have plans that they had talked about together, and they figured we don't want to lose this over Becky with the good hair, you know? They ain't gonna give her all that power, so they figured it out.
That's because they started.
But for what
petty
price?
stuff that's been going on.
What do you
3
mean, what
days.
price?
You said if Jay-Z and Beyonce say when they was going through their stuff, and they say, what will we lose or gain if we go up, if we separate or stay together? But is that, I'm sorry, I'm touching your leg, I'm sorry. Is that like your first thought when you find out like if your significant other is cheating?
No. I mean, the first thought would be anger, probably.
Of course, yeah.
But
initial.
the type of person I am,
emotion.
I try to like make decisions with as much information as possible. So I'm not just going to make
Fly
a
off the
rash.
handle.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not that kind of person. Me in general, just I'm
Logical
speaking
versus
personally.
emotional.
Yeah, so I'll always try to
Okay,
get
that's
all
what
the
I was asking.
information as possible, and like, okay, let's analyze everything, and once you figure that all out and you come to a conclusion, then you can go from there.
And I don't think everyone is going to be able to accept cheating. Like,
Yeah, everybody's different.
if
Yeah.
Everybody's
you,
different.
some people, they can't let it go. It don't matter if
Nope.
it's 5, and even if they can, they need some type of break away from you. You know, if you try to jump right back into it, it's like the pain, the hurt is still there. They need time to realize I miss this person, I want this person. But if you try to jump right back into it, it's just like, nah, it's not gonna work. It hurt too much pain.
And that's a good point, because I hold on to shit. Like, I hold on to shit. I feel like Scorpios, which I am. I feel like we just hold on to shit. Huh?
I said amen. I'm a Scorpio too.
Straight up. But I feel like we just like, well, personally me, like, I've been, someone, cheated on me, you know what I'm saying? And, the one time I went against my rule, I'm like, you're right, Sean, fuck it, just try him saying, yeah, make it work. What happened? She did it again.
Oh.
And so I feel like if you I feel like if you forgive them, you're almost like, in a weird way, giving them a pass to do it again.
Condone it.
Because they think that, all right, he forgave me the first time, he's going to forgive me time number 2, time number
Did
3,
you
time number 4.
communicate
As a fellow
about
Scorpio,
it?
I disagree with the past. I feel because I have had someone cheat on me, and I did forgive them, and they didn't do it again. I mean, when they cheat, you need to set the tone for what's going to happen next and how to move forward. So there would be no future cheating. You need to stop
But
talking.
I couldn't stop her, though. Like, I couldn't
No,
stop
you
her from
can't
doing
stop
it
But
again.
you can
somebody,
talk
but you
about
can
it.
talk
Right,
about it and
right.
set the tone of how it's going to be moving forward so that this won't happen again and it won't damage your relationship in the future.
I think.
Hold on. I think you're about to
Well,
say
no,
something.
pretty much what she's saying is that you need to communicate with your partner and be like, okay, well, why did you cheat? What is it? Because it could be just them. And if it's just them, then yeah, there's nothing that you can do.
Right.
If it's something with you, then it's something where you guys just have to come to a compromise to make it work. Not necessarily saying that you got to change yourself to please them,
Right.
but whatever it is, depending on what it is, y'all can just have a discussion about it to say, okay, well, then we'll try to do this so that don't happen. But you just have to talk about it in the sense of, why is this happening? Why you keep doing it? And if it's not something that can't be fixed, then you just move on.
I actually have a scenario here. All right, so I have a friend that I known for years. she's married, been married for I think a good 5 years. So for the past 2 years now, she's been trying to she's been flirting with me, and you know, whenever she gets a chance, she flirts and she says little things, and she says she knows it's not gonna happen because I'm not gonna take it there, so that's why she does it with me. But at the same time, I feel like I know the reason why she does it is because her husband doesn't give her the emotional things that she needs. Yeah. So like she like a lot of the romantic things that she wants and I'm not giving it to her, but I listen to her.
The idea, yeah.
I listen to her, and because I listen to her, she tries to use me as just a substitute for that emotional loss from her husband. So it's definitely a thing of what most times when it comes to women, it's a thing of they're missing something from their partner, so they're looking for that somewhere else.
Somewhere else, got it.
You said sneaky.
Seek it. Sorry.
One of the things I wanted to say was if you have cheated and you want that person back, the first thing you have to do is you cannot, like Ross said, you can't give them a timeline on when they're ready to take you back. That's the number one problem. Whenever something happens, like, oh, but I love you, I'm gonna buy you this, I'm gonna take you. You start trying to force yourself back on the person before
they're 3 months.
Yeah, before they're ready. It's not about, at that point you have no control of what happens. And I think something, Sean, in your case, whenever something does happen, you have to, before you take the person back, you have to find out if that person really wants to change themselves and change their behavior, their environment, everything that caused it to happen in the first place. And if it is that they just said, well, no, I'm not going to do it no more, but you still going to the same house with the same friends, everything else is the same. Right. Everything else is the same. But for some reason you're just gonna stop now, then likely chances is no. But if you say, you know what, I'm done with this, and then you like cut off all the negative people who do got you out there in the streets hanging out with the hoes or whatever it is, and that might be a better sign to say, you know what, maybe this person really has changed, and then you can just take it from there and try to build some more stones and repair the house.
Can I ask a question for the men?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so you guys said women cheat because we're lacking something.
More times than not.
Okay, so do guys cheat because they're lacking or greedy?
Anthony?
I like that.
What?
I like that.
Why'd you go to the married man first?
I'm the cheater in the room, right? Like,
You went to the married man first. Heck, that's fucked up, son.
Nah.
Anyway, well, since he called you up, boy.
so the question was if you guys are lacking something or we're just greedy, you said?
Like, why do men cheat?
When it comes down to this, I think, like I said, I just think everyone is different. Like, yes, I think for the majority, yes, most men are dogs, so they might go and they might go and
Speak for yourself, boy.
Most men are dogs. Like I say, when cheating happens, you see it more in the male partner than the female partner. But it does happen with both partners. But the men are greedy, but I can say that a lot of times when most men cheat is just like you said, because they're greedy, because they want to just experience and experiment with somebody else. But a lot of guys that I know who might have done things, they might have done things just because, like you said, they're greedy, but they still know what they have at home. And they still want to be with the person that they're with. They just want to experience something new, basically. But then it can be because you are lacking something. Yeah, sometimes like, depending on your female partner, maybe she's not into sex that much, or she's always tired, or she doesn't want to do something that you want to do, basically. So it could be both things. Truthfully, it could be both.
One of the things I have to deal with personally is for me to get to where I'm at this point, I had to really just accept myself that, it is hard. For some guys, it's easy to stay faithful. I have to say to myself almost every it is hard. Because it sounds weird, it sounds bad, but it's like accepting, for me personally, it's like accepting that this is not, that I have to work at this. I can't just wake up and it's done.
Right.
I have to accept that, you know what, I have to work at this every day. And I think some guys, we need to start doing that. Like, just accept it. Like, okay, you know what, maybe we like big booties. It's okay. But you just have to understand, you can't have all the big booties. You pick one that you really, 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 really like, and you stick with that one, and the rest of them you say hi to in passing, and you let them get the fuck out of the way, and you go back to the big booty that you have at your home.
But I also think that as humans, we're all still learning ourselves.
Yeah.
We really don't know what we want until we get whatever it is that we're like, oh, well, I actually do like this.
That's correct.
So that's why I said earlier, like, I understand. It depends on the situation if I would accept the person for cheating, because I get that. The person that I am today, I do get that. We're all learning who we are, what we like, what we don't like. And we won't know until we actually experience it. But at the end of the day, we do have a choice of making a decision to stay faithful or make a choice to cheat. We just have a choice to pick one.
I think, certain men cheat because depending on how you were, what I'm saying, I brought up too, there's some guys that, weren't raised to be with one girl. They were just raised, boy, you better have 2 or 3 certain things.
Hip hop in general.
And, right. Like, what I'm saying.
It's all about the hoes.
It's all about the hoes. It's, I'm saying. So, I mean, I think it's half and half. I think it is, something that, the girl may lack or we may lack that, we look for. But I think as men, we do kind of like, I have one, I could get 2. I got 2. I could swerve 3. I got 3. I could get 4. And then it just keeps on going.
Bills.
True. But it's just like, I do feel like, certain men do kind of have that, thought. Like, you know what? I have 1, I get 2. I get 2, I get 3. I get 3, I get 4.
Yeah.
And then you just start that terrible, the ball that,
That's just guys for you. Guys think the higher your body count go up, they're gonna feel more like the man. So I think it's like a pride thing when it comes to guys.
Exactly.
And then another thing too is it's easy to cheat. It's easy to cheat and be like, you know what, this girl look good. I'm gonna see what she got. You feel me? So it's easy to cheat. And it's a
Co-sign
pride
Anthony
thing.
right there, man. That's 100% true. I didn't want to stop you. I'm just saying.
What part did you?
No, I'm saying like it's hard. It's easy to. It's like you said. It's easy. I just want to say it's easy to cheat, just like you said. That's all I want. I just wanted to co-sign.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying when you say.
Obviously, Hector has a problem here.
Because just like it's so many factors that could go into cheating. Like just a good time, like 5 minutes could lead you into cheating over just having a relationship with somebody for years and years and years.
So
it's
you can
easy
see
to
the
cheat.
unconscious cheating happening then. If you say in 5 minutes it can happen.
Yeah. But when I say that though, unconscious means that like when I think of unconscious, it's like basically not knowing what you're doing. Like when you're going to cheat, you know what you're doing. You know what you're about to do before you pull your pants down.
There's a scenario he
like,
gave where you had this whole setup. You had the hotel, your live plan, but then there's like you said, y'all was just chilling for 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden, god damn, I don't know how.
Yeah.
That's how it happens. Sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a pride thing with guys though.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Heck, the final point.
I just want to say this, guys. We gotta really stop playing with women's hearts. And when I say that,
doctor right
no,
here.
I'm serious because what ends up happening?
Say it again.
What
For the people in the back.
What may seem to us as our pride, our ego. We got a bunch of different girls. To each one of those girls, you're breaking their heart and you're creating what could be a potential monster. And that girl will go out now and bring that to someone else.
And you're right, because how often do we hear where one guy mess it up for the next dude, mess it up for the next dude, mess it up for the next dude.
It just creates the cycle. Exactly. You want to stop that. So just be honest, open and honest with them, man. Stop breaking girls' hearts.
Yeah, I've always said this since middle school. I've said this. I think women always start that cycle. I think women, it's always like in middle school, a little boy.
Mariah just gave you a look like, the fuck you talking about?
a little boy always falls in love in like middle school with this one girl, and that girl is gonna have like 10 different guys, and his heart is gonna get broken at some point, either that or in high school. Yeah, I'm telling you.
What middle school you went to?
That's where it starts.
Right.
I'm telling you, that's where it starts. Like. And that one little boy, he will give his entire life to that girl, but then he ends up with a heart. he ends up with a broken heart.
I'm laughing because I was that little boy. Like,
I'm telling you, y'all don't understand.
In elementary school, I was a flirt. I had a whole bunch of girls. I was into everything, including girls in elementary school. I had fights with my friends over a girl in elementary school. So I'm laughing because I was that kid.
I'm telling you, I really believe women start that cycle because the younger a woman is, more times than not, they they're not ready to settle down, and they have a lot more options open to them. So they always end up hurting some kid out there, some dude, and from there that dude is just like, man, fuck this, never again.
So we gotta do better.
So that's what you're saying.
From
It's
middle
on
school.
us.
From middle school on up, you gotta do better. That's ridiculous.
It doesn't matter who started.
Yeah.
That's
Because
ridiculous.
we work with kids, so we just better watch out, right? Thank you.
It doesn't matter who started it. Somebody got to end it.
Somebody got to end it, right? Awesome job, guys. Awesome job. That was fun. Question number 3. We'll start with the ladies here. Is jealousy healthy in a relationship, Miss Kia? Is jealousy healthy in a relationship?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Why?
Because you want a little bit of kinkiness. I don't want you to not be phased by
Wow.
sometimes
Jealous
like
word,
if you,
right? What?
Because it's like if you just like I ain't worried about him, then it's like you're boring. Like you really think nobody can take me from you. Like you think you're doing everything right. Like,
I might be.
you just so confident in yourself. Just you want them to be
That's
jealous
Think you're
sometimes.
irreplaceable?
Like you want it to be cute. Like oh that's cute,
That's true.
but you don't want it to be stalkerish.
Yeah.
The
So
more
you
I
gotta be
know,
cute.
the less I understand.
You gotta find the line. You gotta find the line.
Right, you gotta learn how to.
Between
Healthy
being
balance.
cute and kinky and being a stalker. All
When your
right?
girlfriend start accusing you of stuff, you know, and you be like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah, you know that girl that. That's my aunt, but that's cute. That was cute. You know, make them look stupid but cute.
Yeah, it is.
Empress, please go, because I'm lost with what she's
You know
saying.
Okay, so I actually just thought back into my last relationship that I had, which was like a few months ago. And this person was so confident that I wouldn't go anywhere. And I know that was partially my fault. But I was just like, be a little jealous. Like, I'm around all these guys. Like, just show me that you care. That
You wanted him to be mad? Like,
just not OD mad, just a little
I
bit.
get it.
Right,
Sorry.
but what if he's confident that
My
he
answer
knows
was no to that
that
question.
you're not
Just
going to do
fine.
nothing at all?
Right, but I felt like he was just too confident.
How are you too confident?
Like you walking, like he walking in a club in front of you.
How
like,
you
nah,
too
ain't nobody
confident
gonna
in your
say shit
girl?
going nowhere.
Right, your girl.
Let me.
Thank you, Ross.
Can I?
No. Finish.
No, it's just that, okay, I'm not saying like be super jealous. It's just more like not, you don't even have to say anything. It's just your actions. So like, let's say if we're at an event together and you see a guy approach me and talk to me, you could just come up and be like, hey.
You put the arm on the shoulder.
Right.
Hey, babe, everything all right?
But you don't have to be like, just, you stay all the way on the other side and just like let it be. And then even.
Then when I get back, what was that about? Like what?
So I just feel like a little bit, but not too much where it's like.
Right.
Just like how us
you don't just go punch him in
females
the
do it.
face. You don't just go straight punch him in the face. You don't do all that.
No,
but a little
like,
questioning
no.
me is a little
Yeah.
cute. Like, all right.
Just tug you on the
Yeah.
back.
That
of
was
the
But
arm.
what if but I'm so confused. But what if we're like, yo, I trust my girl. She not gonna do shit.
Let me see.
She's, you know what I'm saying?
Just be a little protective, like
Yeah,
make us
yeah,
feel like
protective,
you're.
not
I could be,
jealous.
thank you. But
Protective
I
is
could
the
be,
right word.
thank you,
Not
Bob.
jealous.
I could be protective
Not
and not
jealous.
jealous, right?
Protective is the
Just
word.
cause-
not
That's
jealous.
what
listen.
it is then.
We're
Protective.
talking about, is it healthy in a relationship? Is jealousy healthy in a relationship?
So
Hell
then
no, it ain't.
So now
Yeah,
that
no,
we put it in
it's
that
not.
perspective.
No, it is not.
No, in that sense, you use the right word, protective.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the difference. So then, yeah, jealousy is not.
Because jealousy is going to
healthy.
cause competition and pettiness and a whole bunch
Yeah.
of other unhealthy things is going to come.
But
in a
just show
relationship,
that
like-
you protect your girl, like
Yeah.
your woman. Like, just show that you are there for her. Don't make her feel like you're in the same room and she's just by herself.
Yeah.
Right.
Most definitely.
Mariah, what do you have to say about this?
Child, let me tell you.
Oh Lord.
I was in my last relationship and he was so confident. It pissed me off. It pissed me off because we want you guys to be a little protective. Like if I'm talking to a guy in a room and you're on the other side of the room, give me the look like, yo, what you doing? Like that.
Why?
But, right?
You're not
Why?
supposed to be
They
doing
say that
anything
until
over
it
there.
happens.
'Cause
Until
we're
it
not
Not
happens.
supposed to be
We're
doing
not-
anything. I ain't seen nothing go down.
we're not
if he-
doing anything. It just feels good. Like, oh,
Like, he cares.
he cares.
Fuck
that,
outta here.
Like, if
Thank
I
you,
leave,
but I could
Until you get that crazy
cares.
one.
Right.
Right.
Pulling you by the hair and shit. Come on.
Fuck you doing?
A lot of guys are like that. It might not even be your fault. They're gonna come, they're gonna grab you up like, yo, what you doing? You ain't even said words to the dude yet. So you say that until you get that. Until
Thank you,
actually
boy.
happens.
But that's
Thank
why
you,
I said
Anthony.
a little,
Little bit,
like
yeah.
a little. And you don't even have to be verbal. Just like small, you know, cute.
Like,
Yeah.
I agree with some of the other ladies. Like, just a little bit. Like, I don't want a lot. Like, I don't want you asking me every 5 minutes to check my phone. That is a problem. But if you just like a little bit, like, just something. Don't roll your eyes.
Can I?
Yes,
Can I go?
because I'm
Okay, I actually
I
understand.
done tapped the whole bottle because
I
I'm just
actually
lost.
understand what the ladies are saying here. My girl and I, we often go out to a lot of parties, and it's one of those things where I've gotten to the point where I know not to walk away from her for too damn long. 'Cause I've been in the club.
Thank you.
I've been in the club. I'll stand there, watch a guy. I'll look him in the eyes. I'll look him in the eye. I'll look at him. Look at my girl. Look back at me.
That's a lot.
I walked to the bathroom. Came back. She says that guy over there tried to talk to me. I'm like, this nigga, I should go punch him in the fucking face because you definitely just seen me. You see me there with the whole time with her. But to what you're saying is like, I'm not crazy with it. But yeah, if there's a guy talking, I walk up to, I put my arm around the waist, you know, hey babe, how you doing?
Right, just
Listen,
little
little thing.
gestures,
gesture.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's not jealousy though.
Don't
But
yank
no,
it about.
we
Don't yank
clarified
it about my
that.
frontal.
Yeah, we clarified that. It's not jealousy.
Jealousy is you go and you buy yourself a new pair of shoes or sneakers.
Nah.
And then you come back home, your wife like, you ain't give me nothing either. Like that's jealousy if you ask me. But just to be protective of somebody because somebody talking to your girl, yeah, man, like.
I operate on two things. One, the first thing is, I want at the end of the day, I want my girl to get the most attention, the most attraction, all that stuff. Flirting, I want that to come from me. And literally today, I ain't gonna show all the messages, but we was getting it on today on this phone on text message, and because so that way when she goes out into the streets, I know she's not as Ross said, she's not lacking that attraction. She's not thinking, I wish my man would talk to me like that. No, because I'll just text you that. I'll send you a NSFW at any point during the daytime, you know, to keep that going.
Some men don't get that though. Like, thank you for saying that because I feel like you have to do the things like that you did from the beginning.
Right.
And a lot of men don't do that.
They get
What's the saying? Do the same
Consistency is
things
hard.
you got her to keep her. What's the saying? Something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. But yeah, so
Consistency
thank you.
is hard for everybody though.
It
No,
changes
that's
up for
true.
everyone,
It's
yeah,
true.
the
Even for
woman
women,
and the
yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Things change over time.
I think damn, I lost my train of thought. The question was jealousy in a relationship.
Yes. Right.
As far as the ladies were saying, hell no, I don't agree with y'all at all. I will
Thank
be in,
you. High five,
I don't
brother.
care how many men my girl talks to in a room, as long as they don't pull up on her, they don't try to do nothing to her. I don't feel like she's uncomfortable. I don't mind. Because I'm trusting her in the situation to be doing. Because if it's the other way around and I'm talking to a whole bunch of women, you
I
need
want
to
her to
trust
have
that-
it right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You need to trust me
Exactly.
that I'm not talking to any of those girls any type of way. And even if they are trying to push up, it don't matter because
Shut
I'm
it
not going to
down.
do anything. Right. And so jealousy is not necessary at any point in a relationship. Protectiveness, as far as if someone comes to you, I'm coming there to be like, sorry, sir. You could back the fuck up. But otherwise, that's no jealousy.
So jealousy and protectiveness is two different
things.
We got
Right.
that. So as us females, we will not ask for our male, counterparts to be jealous. We want them to be protective.
I would
think
never
that's
thought
what
I'd hear the
did.
day a female would say, "My man was too confident."
No,
You know
it's
what?
real
I know
thing.
you're talking about me.
No,
I'm talking about the both of y'all. I'm like, wait, what?
Beyonce released
Just a
"You're Not
little
Irreplaceable," boy.
protective. Just a little.
But
Let me give a quick.
Let me just
story.
drink, yo.
Let me give a quick story. My girl went to Carabana this past weekend. Enjoyed herself, y'all. I ain't got no worries. I'm good. But best believe when she came back and I went to pick up from the airport, I had a bouquet of roses. I had food for her, and I took care of. Yeah, you know.
Do you
because
got a brother?
I gotta. I gotta make again, like I said, I gotta make
A cousin,
sure.
a grandpa?
I gotta make sure she knows when she come back. Not only am I the king, but I gotta treat her like a queen. You know, I can't just come back and
amen.
just pick her up, smelling all salty, and just hey babe, how you doing? Like because when she was out there, I'm sure dudes was
Right.
out there telling her, yo, I got the M5, I got this, I got that. So you gotta make sure. It's like being just fight for your woman every day, man. Don't just think that because you have her now. You do that
Right,
shit
and
every
that's
day.
the protectiveness that we're talking about.
It comes in different forms.
Right.
I agree.
Right.
I'm still lost, but I agree with y'all for the most part. We just opened one bottle, but you know. Anyway, everybody, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Panel podcast, hour number 2 on the way. We'll
That
be
was an
right
hour?
back. That was an hour.
Damn. We flew through that. That was like 2 questions.